Okay, so today let's talk about integers. What do you know about integers? So, a fact of life, right? Sometimes, you may be happy on some days. You have a smile on your face. Look at the face of this little boy. Okay, it's like a happy face, a happy emoji. You're on top of the world. But sometimes there will also be a bad or a sad day in your life. Look at this lady, right? And it's like the sad emoji. Okay, so that's a fact of life. Positives and negatives in life. Numbers could also be like that, like what you experience in your life. Positive, as I said a while ago, and the negatives. If you look at these posters, these could be your favorite cartoon characters. Which do you think would be the positive and the negative? You're right. These are the positive because they are the superheroes, right? They're the protagonists. And this could be the negative. They're the villains, the antagonists. So we equate positive that way. Something nice, something good, and then the negative, something the opposite of it. Now, real life integers. Different situations in life could be represented as integers, as numbers, okay, with the positive and the negative. But take note, we're using whole numbers here. So, for example, mom gained 12 pounds. How do I write that? Do you think it's positive or negative? Correct, it's positive 12. How about I lost? Lost means money was taken away. So, will you think of it as positive? No. Think of it as negative 20. Okay, correct. Now, I got 15 points credit in math. So, additional points, that's good for you, right? So, again, positive 15. And my height increased by 2 inches, therefore, positive 15, correct? Smoking lessens life by 13 years. So lessen, yes, correct, minus 13. Prices are $9 less this weekend. Less, correct, negative 9. I owe my brother $35. Tricky, right? I owe. Do I have the money? No, I don't have the money, but I need to pay him. So negative 35 for me. I will go 5 blocks north. North going forward, positive, correct. Make 6 steps backward, think of it as correct, negative 6. The house is 7 meters above the sea level. Going up is always equated to positive. Correct, positive 7. An elevator went down 11 floors, down negative 11. Awesome. So, real life situations again could be represented as positive or negative integers. But if you think of integers, integers should be whole numbers. You might have fractions or decimals, but technically they're not integers. They have to be whole numbers. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay, next. They have positive signs. But sometimes those positive signs, you will not see them. Okay, for example, how old are you? If you're 12 years old, understood that's positive 12, right? You don't need to write the positive symbol. Or you have to write it, of course, if it's a negative integer. You have to see that negative sign. Take note, when you write the negative sign, usually you write it in the middle or a little bit above. That means negative. So the set of all the positive, all the positive going to your right, and then all the negative going to your left, including 0, will be the set of integer numbers. Remember that. So 0 is included. 0 is considered as an integer, and 0 is neither positive nor negative. Remember that. Integers in a number line. We are used to the numbers to the right of 0. Remember that? In the elementary, you're always counting, making a number line going to the right, and you start with 0. Yes, but now in the middle school, on the left side of 0, there's another whole world. So we've learned about positive before. Now we will include the other world, which is to the left side. and those left side are the negative integers, okay? But remember, these negative integers, the more you move to the left, the lesser the value is, okay? And the more you move to the right, the greater the value is. Think of it as like this symbol. Look at that symbol. The more you move to the left, the lesser the value. The more you move to the right, the bigger the value. See that? Okay, the bigger the value to the right. So always think of this. -1 is greater than -8. All right? Think of it as having debts or having you owing people money. So it's better for me to owe somebody $1 than owing somebody $8, right? So you are richer here than this one. Okay. So the greater value are always to the right side. Obviously, 8 is greater than 5, 5 is greater than 2, 2 is greater than 0, 0 is greater than -3. Take note, 0 is greater than -3, and -3 is greater than -8. So which is greater? Think of the following: -5 or +5. Obviously, it's +5. How about here? A -3 or a -7? Which is greater? Okay, think of it. Which is more to the left? Which is more to the left? Oh, the 7 is more to the left. So you are lesser, therefore 3 is greater. See that? How about this? Which is greater? Think. Answer. Correct. How about this? Think. What do you think is greater? That's greater. Awesome. Next. Now, we will compare using our comparison symbol. You know, this one is greater than, this symbol is greater than, this symbol is less than, and this is equal. This is greater than, less than, and the equal symbol. You've been using that in the past, okay? So answer this, pause. Okay, now ready for the answers? Check. Less than, equal, greater than, less than, greater than, equal, greater than. Awesome, right? Was it difficult? That's easy. Next, one more. I'll give you time to think. Pause. Here are the answers. What? Did you get it all correct? Good job. Now, think of absolute value. Absolute value. Think of a person walking or running. Look at this guy. He is on standing on a monument. Okay, now my stride is 1 meter, meaning one step is 1 meter. So if he makes and the zero, okay, the monument is in the zero mark. If he makes 5 steps forward, forward is the positive. Think of this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that distance. Distance. Look at that distance from here to there. Remember, one step is 1 meter. So what can you say? The distance is positive 5 meters. Okay. So the runner now makes 5 steps backward. Backward now. A while ago it was forward. Now it's backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And count the distance. Each step is 1 meter. Again, the distance is 5 meters. I'm talking about distance, okay? Now, when I say distance, do I need to mention the negatives? No. If somebody asks you your height, what is your height? Oh, I'm 5'7". Do you say -5'7"? No. When you think of height, when you think of distance, you're just thinking of the positive value. Okay. So, if I move 5 steps forward, the distance is 5 meters. If I move 5 steps backward, the distance is also 5 meters. So in terms of distance, all right, it's always the positive value. So you can ignore the positive and the negative signs. So simply say 5. Absolute is the distance from 0. 5 is the absolute value of both -5 and +5. See that? So it's related on distance, related with 0. Take note, 0, not to the other side, always based on 0. So let's make a definition. An absolute value is the distance from zero, okay, how far from zero, and you remove the negative and the positive sign. Remove it, okay? And you usually use this symbol. These are two bars. They're like in prison, right? A bar in between, okay? If you're in prison, okay, you hold the bars here on the edges, on your sides. You have to be good. You have to be positive, right? You cannot be negative anymore if you are in prison. Okay, so absolute value of positive 5 is a 5. Absolute value of negative 5 is a 5. Absolute value of a negative 76. You'll be good now because you're in prison. 76. Absolute value of 986 is 986. Absolute value of negative 145 is simply the number 145. Okay, take note. The bars designate or the bars mean absolute value. How about this? Try this. Answer it. Pause. Okay, here are the answers. Did you get it right? Good job. Now, since we already know absolute value, fine. We will now sequence integers. Sequence means arranging them from least to greatest or greatest to least, depending on what is being asked. For example, they gave you a series of integers. How do you arrange that? Well, you could do it mentally, or a number line can help you. So let's start with the negatives. The negatives, the bigger numbers on the negatives, right? They look big, but the value is less. So always be sure you put a mark once you've used that number so that you won't reuse it anymore and you won't miss any of the number. So let's do all the negatives first. Negative 45 is next, correct? What else? Another negative. You're another negative. Negative 8, right? Okay, now it's increasing. Take note, it's increasing. It may look big, but the value is small for negatives. The next one is what else? 0 now. We've used 0. The next one is positive 3. We're now in the positives. Going up, positive 10, awesome. Positive 12, correct. And the biggest number is 76. See? Okay, one strategy is to cross out the numbers that you've used. Try this now. Arrange them from least to greatest. Pause. All right, here are the answers. Oh, not yet. Try the next one. 28. Arrange again, least to greatest. Try the next one. I'll give you more time. Pause. Okay, here are the answers. Get that right? Negatives first. Negatives first from here, going up there. Take note, correct? Again, the negatives here, going up to the positive. All right, good job. Okay, more practice. Least to greatest. Let me give you more practice here. Try the following. Pause it. Once you're ready, or as you're copying it now, arrange them from least to greatest. All right, ready? Here are the answers. Good so far? Yeah, negative numbers first. The 0, if there's a 0, and the positive going up that way. Good job. Okay, now, another topic is adding the opposite. What happens when you add the opposite of a number? Okay, so remember in our previous example, if you take 5 steps forward, positive 5 going there, right? And then if you make 5 steps back, what have you noticed? You started at 0. Remember, there's a monument here. You were walking here you started at 0. Okay. 5 steps forwards, 5 steps back. You're back to what? You're back to the 0 mark. Okay, so you could say positive 5 plus negative 5 is equal to 0. Wow, why? Is it always like that? Yeah, is adding the opposite always resulting to a 0? Are you sure? All right, let's try again. You owe somebody $8. What do you mean by owe somebody? So that means there's a negative 8. You owe somebody. That's a debt, right? Negative 8. After a week, you paid her $8. So the money has been paid already. Okay, how much money do you have now? Zero. See that? Zero. Again, -8 plus +8 becomes a zero. Okay. So try to make an equation and see what the result is. Water rose. Rose went up. That's +6. And then it went down. 5.6. Where is the level now? At zero. Okay. Withdraw means getting money. You took away $35 from your account. Then you put again another 35. What is the balance or what's the money you have now? Zero. Okay, summary again. Adding the opposite always adds up to zero. Good job.